documentation that they're ensuring that the people that are coming into the country have, and that it has been cleared. Now I'm going to step out a shot so I can show you. If you just look here, these are some of the people that are expected to be coming into the country, but also other people who are working here, and you'll see that it's really a hive of activity that is taking place here. Where we are currently is no man's land, and we understand that of course there's a separation between South Africa and Zimbabwe. So the people that you're seeing are some of the people that are passing into Zimbabwe. You will remember that we had some conversations about some of the Zimbabweans that come into the country to buy some of the goods to sell also in their country. So what you're seeing is those people going in with groceries and so on. But we do know that from the deputy that there are various issues that comes with documentation with people that are coming in and out of the country. So they are looking at those documentation, they're looking at passports, they're looking at those documents that they are in order, but also vehicles as well, that they don't just go into the country without paying their fines. We are now joined by Commissioner. He was in a meeting a little earlier on where he was getting updates in terms of what the numbers are looking like and what these activities are. Could you perhaps give us how many people you have maybe processed today at this point?
Yeah, no, thank you very much. As I've indicated, as of yesterday, we processed around 25,000 people that we were able to process back into the country as part of the return leg. But up to this point, since this morning, we have processed around at least 7,000 people that we have processed back into the country. So as you have seen in terms of the volumes that are busy coming in, we are expecting the number to continue to increase. And before the end of the day, we probably will have reached around 10,000 or so, just in a day, in terms of the people that are coming back. So this place where we are standing now, it is the pedestrian bridge. This is where the people are coming into South Africa, but also going into Zimbabwean side, who are actually just normal pedestrians. Then on the other side, that is the bridge for the vehicles, and you will see the taxis there are busy going back into South Africa, together with the buses are going into South Africa. So we have deployed the border guards on that particular bridge to make sure that we don't have pedestrians on that side, because it is meant for the vehicles. And this side, as you can see, we do have deployed in here the members to make sure that anybody without passports, then they get returned. So the people that we can count up to this point that we have returned since this morning is around 200 people that we're trying to enter here without any passports. So as we returned them, you will see where we are standing here is where South Africa ends and Zimbabwe starts. So the majority of the people that you see this side also include those people that we have returned. So some of them are still thinking that they will probably try their luck, but indeed our colleagues are on the ground to make sure that nobody actually goes on the South African side without documentation.
Where we are also standing, Commissioner, is where the river goes underneath, which has been seen to be problematic because that's the area that's used to also illegally get into the country. What are you doing then on the ground to make sure that there's no activities like that are taking place in the river?
Yeah, you see on the river, as I've indicated, you can see the river do have a lot of water. So on that basis, there's not going to be much people trying their luck in terms of the river, as it were. However, we do have the people that are deployed on the other side, on the river, on the ground, together with its SNDF, together with members of the SNDF. And the intention for that deployment is to make sure that they intercept any person who tries to even go through the river into the other side. So that deployment is there, and that deployment is very much active. So from here, we are going to go to the borderline and be able to look at those particular deployments that we have made to make sure that we intercept anybody who will try with the river. But because of the volume of the water that is there, we don't think people will want to take those chances.
And Commissioner, what we've also noticed is that there's some vehicles and people that are wandering around this river. Are those the people that you are concerned about?
No, indeed. Those are the people who are the facilitators of the people that had to be put on some sort of boats so that they kind of try to bring them into the country illegally. So the reason why you will see there's no movement is because they are aware that our deployment is on the ground, and therefore if anybody tries to cross even through a boat, the border guards as well as the SNDF will be able to intercept them. And that is why you will see there's no any activity.
Would you call this a syndicate of some sort?
It's not necessarily syndicate in the complex part of it. These are just ordinary facilitators. These are the people who actually will sit there and get people who don't have documentation, who would want to come into South Africa, and then they facilitate them into South Africa, as it were. So to them is some sort of employment because they charge for them to facilitate those people. But because of our deployment, they are not able to do any of those activities. So that's